Hey guys, in this video I am going to be reviewing Christina Aguilera's The Xperience opening night. I was there with my boyfriend in Las Vegas on May the 31st. I cannot even begin to describe how excited I was the entire time leading up to this night. The entire flight to Vegas, I was just like an anxious ball of nerves and energy, like as if I was performing. Like, girl, relax. Like, I was so excited. This was opening night. I have never been to an opening night of any concert, so I've always been spoiled. I've always seen photos, I've always seen videos on Twitter, online, and so this was the first time I was going into a Christina Aguilera concert with literally no idea what to expect. Seriously, I had no idea. She's been posting so many cryptic posts and tweets, and I knew that there might be some element of like outer space because at the launch for The Xperience, there were all of those like intergalactic outer space visuals during her performances for the iHeartRadio event. I knew we were gonna get probably a full body glitter moment in one of the screens, in one of the video interludes. I went in with absolutely no idea what to expect. I feel like, ouch! I need to pinch myself at the fact that I was able to attend opening night. Planet Hollywood is a really nice venue. The lobby was kind of lit in like a purpley pink tone, which I thought was great. I like the attention to detail. I saw Coco Montrese from RuPaul's Drag Race. Thought that was pretty fabulous. There was a girl dressed as an astronaut who was kind of like floating around the venue. And I was like, that's interesting. Look, I wonder what this little astronaut Tina's doing around here. And I went to the merch stand right away. There was not a huge lineup. I was like, thank you, Jesus. And I ended up getting this shirt, which is just a long sleeve The Xperience t-shirt. This cute pink hoodie. Bitch! It has this picture of her on the back, photographed by Zoe Grossman. I mean, that's major. That's major. And then it has The Xperience on the sleeve, Las Vegas 2019 on this sleeve. And then I saw a bunch of people holding this cup, and I was like, it has to be mine. And there's like little bubbles like in the plastic, which I thought was so cool. The only way you could get this cup is if you ordered a mixed drink. So my boyfriend ordered a pina colada, and without us realizing, it was a triple shot, and it was like $30. So this is literally the most expensive cup I've ever bought. Well worth it, of course. Then I ran into Kixie, who was an incredible drag artist who was actually on Watch What Happens Live, and Christina actually crowned her as the winner of that drag competition. She was in the Dirty Glam. We got to our seats. The screen at the beginning was the beautiful image of Christina with the, right here, with the crystals kind of sparkling. It was really animated. There was also smoke machines, and if you look to the ceiling, it was like lit really beautifully. It looked kind of like underwater sort of waves and reflections. And apparently that was the first time the ceiling of the theater was ever used. That was a really cool detail. Honey, I saw Erica Jane come into the theater and she looked fabulous. She had a high ponytail. I thought it was so fabulous that she was there. And it was really cool too because the drag queens, one of them was Coco Montrese, were upgraded to move closer to the stage. So I don't know if that was like Christina's doing or not, but it was really cool to see them like get moved to like the very front. I thought that was well deserved. Then the lights go out and I nearly had a heart attack. There was a dancer as an astronaut that kind of like slow-mo comes out on stage, and I realized, oh my gosh, there was like an astronaut in like the lobby of the theater, and I thought that that was really cool, but I thought it was really interesting that we kind of entered an experience the moment we stepped into the theater. Attention to detail that was visible before the show even started, honey. And honey, of course, I'm thinking in my mind it's a reference to the Keeps Getting Better album booklet, photographed by Ellen Von Unworth. Honey. So this astronaut comes out on stage and it's all very dramatic. You hear the breathing and I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? The music was really intense. It was like a huge build, and I love a good build. Then all of a sudden, the astronaut, who was, I believe, Christina's dancer from the Liberation Tour, her name was Sophie, she picks up this mask that I guess is supposed to relate to the mask that Christina's wearing in the promo, and the moment she puts it on, this giant like pop of confetti came out, and girl, I jumped. I'm not good with anything making a loud noise when I get startled, but I was excited. I was like, oh my god, like confetti already? Listen, if you give me confetti before the show's even started, I'm here for it. Then we are just transported into this like outer space journey. We are like traveling at the speed of light through these like outer space intergalactic tunnels, honey. They are rainbow ombre, they are neons, they are metallics. I am just getting really nervous. It is just outer space visuals. We are traveling at the speed of light. Honey, you better buckle your seatbelt. And then, honey, we have a beautiful voiceover by Christina herself, and then there's this other beautiful visual of her, and she's like holding, I guess, the globe. It's like a ball that lights up, and she's like holding it, and then all of a sudden, like a movie, like a sci-fi movie, it just says The Xperience in the Xperience font, and I was just like, yes to a branded moment. You get that branding, girl. Then the screen lifts, honey, and it is Donna Summer, I Feel Love vibes. The dancers are holding the same glow ball that Christina is holding in the video visual at the very beginning, and then the balls like rise into the air as if it's like magic. I'm just like beside myself. The dancers then go around this like weird alien looking like half sphere. All of a sudden, I think you already know my name. And I'm just like, this bitch isn't opening the show with your body. She listened to us, you guys. That's all I could think of. I was like, this queen listened to us. Remember when she was on Andy Cohen's show, and Andy Cohen, bless his fighter heart, told her that the number one question asked was, why haven't you performed your body? And she was like, what? Like, you could tell she was like kind of caught off guard, and she was like, okay. She listened. She listened. I was like beyond blown away when I heard that first note, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, I'm sweating. I'm starting to sweat. I'm starting to get chills. This weird half sphere globe opens like a wild lotus flower. Oh, I'm cold all of a sudden. I'm cold and I'm hot. I'm having cold, hot sweats. What's happening? And it's iridescent crystal quartz on the inside of each petal. And of course, who's in the center of this real life lotus? Christina Maria Aguilera. And she is wearing a futuristic, intergalactic, Jetsons style moment by Gareth Pugh. It is white crystal detailed. It is a geometric moment. It looks like a full-blown alien queen princess Tina. This was such an exciting entrance. The entrance to me is always one of the most important parts of any concert, because that is when I am the most excited. When Christina came out in the Back to Basics tour, that was an entrance that I will never forget. And then seeing her just bloom from this lotus, I thought was like ingenious. I love how she managed to pay homage to that album, because she never toured with that album. So it was so amazing to see her reference that album with this giant over-the-top white crystal quartz lotus moment. Now, honey, let's not get ahead of ourselves. She performed a little bit of Your Body, and it was the Martin Garrix remix. I was hoping for the real Your Body, but it's okay. I was so happy with what she gave us. She gave us vocals. She gave us energy. She just like stood there in the center of the lotus and commanded attention. Her hair was wavy. It was like a beach wave moment with like little Scary Spice buns. It was pretty cute. It was very futuristic, very different. I've never seen Christina really do hair like this since the Come On Over music video, where she kind of did something a little bit similar. She had a really cute glitter eye that read From My Seats. So we were in the 100 section, and let me also just say this, there were no screens that showed her face. Watching her from my vantage point, you could still see her expressions, you could still see her energy, but I got like a lot of glitter reflection from her eyes. And so that was a testament to the eyeshadow choice, because it really reflected the light. It gave me like a futuristic vibe, and I thought that the eyes were absolutely perfect. Classic red lip, always on point. She then moved into Not Myself Tonight, so it was like a Your Body mashup into Not Myself Tonight, which I'm here for. Merged together was actually like a really great setlist choice. And that was the first of many sort of mashup sample moments. Within the whole concert, we actually got to hear so many tracks because they were sampled instead of full-blown songs, which normally I love a good full-blown song moment, but sometimes just a little taste is all you need. And honey, In Genie in a Bottle, there is a lift. They lift her up. It is fabulous. It is like a moment from The Craft. Honey, light as a feather, stiff as a board, Tina. There were different vocals. It was a moment. Genie in a Bottle, I was really, really shook. And Genie in a Bottle kind of set the crowd on fire, I must say, because the audience, it was a mixed bag, honey. There were some true fighters in the audience, but girl, there were also some true people in there who just wanted to get drunk and have a good time. And the girls behind me just wanted to get drunk and have a good time. And when Genie in a Bottle came on, they went nuts. That is one pop song from the early 2000s that is still as relevant as it was when it first came out. Honey, Christina then really stole the show when she performed Reflection. It was a really intimate moment. She came out at the middle of the X runway. I forgot to mention, there was a runway shaped like an X. That was pretty major. The moment I saw that, I was like, oh, getting a chill just actually thinking about that. She was in the white look. I believe a little earlier, she removes the volume from the waist and the headpiece sort of volume with the kind of circle crystal moments. And it's just a more subdued white moment. And then she tells the story about how that was her first song, you know, before Genie in a Bottle, and started the whole motion of her album. And she performed it, and her vocals were everything. It was so refreshing to hear her perform that song. And it was very interesting that the whole theme of this tour and this residency is all about how we all wear masks and how we all, you know, either take masks off or put them on to be someone we're not, or to, you know, be our true selves. And Reflection is all about that. And she encouraged the audience to either put on or take off their masks during the experience. So Reflection was a major moment. Oh my gosh, I glanced over at Erica Jane during that, and Erica was like just watching her like this. It was so cute! I loved it. I really tried not to look at anyone but Christina for the whole show, but there were just a few moments where I just had to like shoot a little glance over at Erica Jane or Demi Lovato, and Erica was just like the cutest ever. And let me tell you, Christina's vocals from the beginning to this point of Reflection are just smooth, silky butter, just melting on a hot summer day, on a hot Vegas day. Her vocals were so crystal clear. I was so moved. From the moment the show started, I was just like on my feet, on cloud nine, having the time of my life. It felt like such a party. From the moment we got that Your Body, Not Myself Tonight mashup, and then into the Genie in a Bottle, I was just like, take me home, because that would have just been enough for me. And then of course the Reflection on top of it, I was beside myself. And then honey, we got a video interlude of our queen painted head to toe in gold. She loves gold. Honey, gold everything. She is sitting on a gold throne. It is just like giving me Snow White and the Huntsman vibes, like Charlize, in just like this full-blown metallic gold, solid gold, Willy Wonka golden ticket, honey. Maybe a little foreshadowing for a future number in the show, but it was just so sensual. It was really spicy. It was hot. I felt hot watching it. There were like flames. It was just like melting liquid gold. It was a fun and edgy video interlude. I already was getting just like camp. I was getting gay. I was getting ferocious. I was getting fabulous. I was like, honey, this is Vegas. This is Showgirls. If these are the types of visuals that she's gonna bring to us in these video interludes, then honey, I need them all on a DVD now. And then, without fail, there are just these stunning fire visuals, the screen lifts, and Christina is sitting on the same gold throne that she was sitting in that video interlude. I love a good connection like that. I love when you see an important prop or an important look or an important moment on video, and then bam, it comes to life. You feel like you were living in a true fantasy. Christina is sitting in this metallic gold moment on her throne. Her dancers are all in gold. All the dancers were in like metallic gold chaps. Then she gets up and she is wearing these like metallic gold chaps too. I loved it. It was like glitter metallic look. She had the same hair, but it was just tied up. She stepped down off the box, and then, honey, she did a dirty dance break. I think I screamed, "She's doing the dirty choreo," at the top of my lungs, and I think everyone heard me. I literally like pointed and screamed. It was the fiercest. Christina, it's all about her face, honey. She has so much charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. She has so much emotion in her face. When she delivers either a vocal or a move or a strut or a giggle or a riff, her face is gold. It delivers. It is money, honey. And when Christina was doing this choreo, I think I blacked out. I think I blacked out. It was by far one of my favorite moments of the night. I was just in love. I felt myself melting. You know when you are so at ease and so happy and content with what's going on around you that you just feel like you're floating? I literally felt like I was floating. I was just like being taken away into this alternative outer space intergalactic world. It's almost like we started in this pure white, bright, crashing through the atmosphere. And now we're in like the hot molten lava portion of outer space. Honey, we're on Mars. That's what it was. We were literally then transported to Mars. It was hot. It was like raw. It was just edgy. It was sexy. It was like a golden molten lava Cleopatra moment. And I loved it. Honey, then we got Vanity. We got a taste of Vanity. And if I was to make any critique, I would say, Queen, if you're listening, give us all of Vanity, please. It's like Oliver, please, mama, I want some more. Literally, I was just like, oh, I am blessed for everything you've given me, that we were even getting a taste of Vanity. But if we had been given the entire Vanity, I probably my heart would have just combusted then and there. So maybe it's good that we only got the taste. But anyway, guys, we got Vanity, which I was just like, watching her face during Vanity, she was giving so much like, what? Like, it was just like what I imagined her face looking like during recording Bobblehead in the studio. Her voice was on point. She was having so much fun with her dancers. She was strutting from the X runway and then back to the main stage. And then, honey, we got a dance bar that was like wrapped in a neon purple like black light, and it went in from Vanity into EXPESS, honey. We are getting a full-blown burlesque moment, and it was fun. A cool transition. I would have never put Vanity and Express together like that, but it worked. It had a cool flow to it. Lady Marmalade is always a hit. The audience went wild. Christina's voice was heavenly. Now I have one very, very small critique just about this block. I'm a hair guy. I love a good hair flip moment. And during Lady Marmalade, during Express, there were some hairography moments and all the dancers hit it. Christina hit it too. What didn't hit it was her hair was kind of tied up into a more regal, like Marie Antoinette vibe. Not as high, but it was just kind of tied up. And maybe that's because the gold look did have a collar. But honey, I saw some photos from the second night and her hair was down for the gold section. So for our show, her hair was up. And so when she did like the hairography, we didn't get the classic Xtina like hair flip moments that we are all accustomed to. So if I was just to make a little Tina, I would say leave the hair down, honey, for those numbers, and maybe put it up for the slower jams. I also will never get sick and tired of Christina and her backup dancers chanting, Christina! Yeah, 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 yeah. Christina! Like instead of Pink, you know, Missy Elliott like naming all the singers at the end. I love during Christina's live version is just Christina's name. Honey, I never get tired of that. And then, honey, we had a fall in line interlude, which I felt was so impactful because it contained images and video of the Women's March and young women protesting. It felt really current. It felt very impactful. It was moving. It was very now. It just rings true to Christina Christina's constant and consistent advocacy work for women's rights, LGBTQ rights. Then we got this like really major moment where it was another video, but it was all of Christina's female dancers in like men's suits and suspenders, and it was set to Peach's song where it's like, the boys wanna be up, the girls wanna be up. What I really liked about the stage too is the screen was on like the top level. Then there was a little platform where her musicians were, and then it almost came down like, you know those classic staircases. It was just like the two ramps came down at the end, but then there was also screens on the bottom level too, which was major. The screens at the very bottom center open. It's almost like a secret door, which I thought was really major. I like that. I'm all about a lift, I will say. I love a good lift when the artist is like lowered and like rises, but I was also totally down with this like secret light passageway. Then all of a sudden Christina comes out with all of her dancers. They're all wearing their suits, and then Christina is wearing this stunning black trench. I believe there were also like lyrics painted on it. And then Christina gave like a shout out to Peaches, who of course collaborated with Christina on Bionic. And I just thought it was major. I love how Christina was giving some shout outs to some artists who she personally admires and is inspired by. And I thought that it was like a real girl power moment. And then after that transitions into a Can't Hold Us Down remix, which was remixed into a song by artist Grimes. And of course Can't Hold Us Down is like a true testament to how timeless her music is. That song was released in 2002, honey, and the year is 2019, and it still holds so much weight. It is still so important, just as important as it was when it was released, maybe even more important now, especially in this political climate that we're in. I also loved how Can't Hold Us Down morphed into a Sick of Sittin' instrumental. I like that this block was very feminist. It started with Fall in Line, morphs into Boys Wanna Be Her, and then we get a Can't Hold Us Down morphing into a Sick of Sittin' moment. It was an empowering block of songs. Christina, I kind of felt like a really artistic aggression from her during those moments. It was important. I could tell that she felt empowered. I could tell that she felt independent, and she really like gave her all and like left her soul on the stage during those songs. Honey, then we are taken into a blue electric storm, honey. And there are like these cloaked, mysterious dancers that come into the audience. I had chills and now currently have chills thinking about it. And they had these like giant, like ancient containers on a chain that were burning like some form of incense into the audience. It had like religious vibes. It was like a musky rose incense vibe. It felt very tribal, very gothic. Oh my gosh, it just felt very mysterious. Then I'm just seeing all this smoke coming from these like beautiful gold canisters, and I smelled this like very unique scent. The smell was like really interesting, and I like had to take a step back and be like, wow, like this woman, Christina Aguilera, is a true artist in the sense that she doesn't want to just give us an eyegasm with the looks, with the visuals, with the costumes. She's not just going to give us like an eargasm with her insane vocal range and her classic platinum songs. She's also giving us an experience for the nose? What? Like, huh? I was just super impressed. I've never been to any live performance where there has also been a scent element to it. I thought that that was so smart. It was so cutting edge, and it was something that I'd never seen done before. So definite snaps for this like incense moment. I loved it. Then it goes into Maria, and all of the dancers are doing like these insane, amazing like yoga poses. They are all in like flowy blue looks. Christina's at the very top. She has like this blue hood, a blue corset, billowing fabric over the corset, but it was a stunning rendition of Maria. I love Maria. Her voice was like on another level. I've never heard her do Maria the way she did it on this performance. And the back screens like really looked like you were entering the gates of heaven or like some form of a sanctuary. You were entering like some peace in the sky. And then we go in from Maria into a seamless transition into Twice. So the set was like really great for this number. We had levels. Christina was at the very top, and it was almost like this like gorgeous extending staircase. She comes to the bottom of the stairs and it goes into Twice, and there is like almost snowflake like confetti falling from the sky. And her vocals on Twice were out of this world. I'm getting chills thinking about it. Oh my god. There was the part where she goes like, oh, 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 oh. Clearly it sounded exactly like how I just did it. But it was so amazing. I just like love hearing her explore, hearing her just have fun. Her voice just can reach so many new heights. I heard her voice go into places I'd never heard it go before during this performance. And I love how Maria and Twice was almost like more of an icy cold water, blue, snow energy compared to like the really hot heat of the Dirty Block. So I like how we're getting different like elements, different weather moments, and like then the confetti coming from the sky is almost like snow. It felt very cool. It felt very crisp. It had a very different energy. And then Christina sang one of her favorite Whitney Houston songs, I Love the Lord, which was a song that she actually submitted to get her record deal. So it was like a really cool personal story that she shared with the audience on the X runway. And I mean, honey, I'm not familiar with that song, but that voice sent me to heaven. Oh Lord. And then Christina gave us What a Girl Wants and Come On Over, but it was more kind of like fun a cappella. She had her backup singers come onto the runway with her, and it was like pretty much the same style that she did for the Liberation Tour. I would have loved to hear What a Girl Wants and Come On Over, maybe even like remixed, kind of like Jeannie in a Bottle was. I would have loved to see those as like actual moments on stage with production and dancers. And then, honey, we got a bright white light shock to our systems. The screens all turned bright white and we went into Ain't No Other Man. And so on the X runway, I love how she like introduced the song. She was like, back to basics. Like the whole intro note. I love how she would like introduce certain songs as like the album that they came from. I thought that that was really cute. And the whole screens were white. It was really cool to kind of see her backlit. Her dancers came out. It was a fun performance. I will say one thing I noticed during Ain't No Other Man is I felt like the stage is really big. And from where I was seated, I mean, the 100 section and up, so if you're on the floor, you know, you're kind of looking up at her and the dancers. And so everything feels like very big, but from above. So all you really see are the dancers and Christina. But when you're elevated, like sitting in a 100s or 200s or 300 section, you're kind of looking down. So our view was, we got a great view of Christina, but we also got a really good view of the entire stage. And so during Ain't No Other Man, I just felt like there was like a line of dancers, if I remember correctly, but there was a lot of empty space behind them. And that's cool if you're in the very front row. But for me, looking down, it just felt like the stage and like the white light kind of swallowed the whole production up just a little bit. I would maybe want to see some maybe dancers staggered, like some near the back, some on the runway. That's all. I mean, listen, watching a Christina concert, it's like me splitting hairs when it comes to me like saying things that I didn't absolutely love, but that was just something that I noticed. After Ain't No Other Man, we went into a stunning video interlude for You Are What You Are, Beautiful 2.0, honey, from the Keeps Getting Better Greatest Hits. I love that remix of Beautiful. I love it. I was so excited to hear that in the video interlude. I was just like losing it. Those notes near the end of it where she just goes crazy, she's like, ah! It was unique, it was different, it fit the visuals really well. That sound matched the whole experience so well. It was that like futuristic, beep bop, like you pressing buttons in a spaceship vibe that it just fit so perfectly. I was so happy she included that song. And then we went into Say Something. The screens turned into like intergalactic stars, the Milky Way, honey, just stars everywhere. And one of Christina's backup singers and Christina come out. I thought that the performance was beautiful. I love the vocal that Christina always gives on Say Something when it's live. But girl, I am ready for Christina to perform Say Something with a hologram intergalactic fembot version of herself. I want to see Christina sing Say Something featuring Christina Aguilera from the future. And it's just like a robot Christina. Christina came out wearing this kind of like kimono robe. I felt like that costume choice would have been better fit for Reflection. I also think that the robe needed to be crystalled. Honey, it's Vegas. You gotta be showgirl. You You can be comfy, but if you're gonna be comfy, I wanna see you come out in the robe with like cute little crystal ballet flats. You know what I mean? Don't come out in the robe with like the black patent leather thigh-high boots that you're gonna wear on the next number or the number that you wore prior. I want you to come out in a full comfy moment, but make the robe fabulous. Make the robe a moment. Don't let the robe just be the afterthought that kind of comes over the costume. Don't let it hide what you have underneath. Let the robe be the moment. I would have loved like one of those fabulous robes with like the marabou fur around the trim, kind of Moulin Rouge. Then we got an interlude with just the dancers, and they were all like sharing these mysterious lollipops. I'm not sure if there's a little something else in those lollipops, if you know what I'm saying. It was a fun interlude. Christina was nowhere to be found in the video interlude, and honey, I do not like that ever. And then one of Christina's fabulous dancers comes out in this like amazing bodysuit and just starts voguing, and we are getting glam. And I can't tell you how excited I was when glam came on. I was on my feet just singing along, trying to copy their choreography. So it was this dancer with all of her other male dancers. They came out with these little like kind of trick-or-treat baskets, and they started like throwing lollipops, I guess, out to the audience. It was fun. The dancing was great. The dancers really killed the choreo. I felt like it was maybe a missed opportunity that I would have loved to have seen Christina in. It's glam. Glam is one of my all-time favorite Bionic songs, and I can't stress it enough how excited I was that we were even just getting to hear it in a theater at the volume that it was in, all of the audience and the dancers and the glitz and the glam. I was so blessed. I felt so lucky that I got to see it. But honey, that was like the one Bionic song that I was like crossing my little fingers that we were gonna get a full diva fan moment from Christina, a full Vogue moment from Christina. I just would have loved maybe a glam moment morphing into a Lady Marmalade moment with Christina. Would have just, ooh, maybe it's a good thing we didn't get that, because I would have been carried out in a stretcher. Seriously. The dancers were cool. Oh my god, Erica Jane was so funny during this part. She literally like bum rushed the runway to get a lollipop, which was everything. She got that lollipop, and you should have just seen her walk back to her seat. I was like, yeah, I did it. I was like, I am living. She's my spirit animal right now. Next up, honey, we were literally transported into the Candyland board game. All of the screens turned into like juicy, succulent pieces of candy that were glimmering and glittery. These cardboard cutouts that kind of came down of like big pieces of candy. And Christina comes out of the like sliding screen doors at the back of the stage, and she's wearing this giant pink fur moment. And it is my favorite color of pink. Her hair is in a cute ponytail. I do love Christina in a ponytail. And all of her dancers are in these really cute, like highlighter sorbet colors. These are my favorite colors ever. There's like this neon pink / sorbet, neon orange, yellows, greens. All the dancers were wearing Bobby Abley. Christina was wearing Bobby Abley as well. And I just love the colors. The colors just made me so happy. You know, at a rave when people are like sucking on a pacifier, and like, you remember those pacifier candies that was like a baby bottle with a pacifier, and inside there were like little like fruit candies? Like the whole performance just was giving me like a candy shop, Candyland. I liked how playful Christina was. And I love how Candyman was mashed up with I want candy. Like never in a million years did I think we were gonna get a Candyman I Want Candy mashup. Like, yes to the playful rearrangement of these songs. Yes to Christina having fun with her library. Yes to it being childlike. Yes to it being like a little naughty, a little nice, a little sweet, a little spicy. I just liked the combination of experiences. I liked that. Oh, also, on my way home, I ran into two girls at the airport. I was wearing this top, and the girls were like, did you die when during Candyman the entire theater smelled like sugar? And I was like, pardon me, what? Apparently, just like with the incense during Maria, during Candyman, she had, I guess, dispersed like this sort of sweet candy smell into the theater, which is genius! Honestly, like I wish I'd opened my nose, because I didn't get a whiff maybe from where I was sitting. Maybe you needed to kind of be more central. I'm not too sure, but I think that that is so genius, the fact that it's like a scratch and sniff performance. I love scratch and sniff. Honey, Candyman went from scratch and sniff realness into the light up hearts, her bodysuit lit up like the classic costume from the MTV Movie Awards performance. And we have her little woohoo lit up. Honey! I never thought I would actually see her costume light up like that in real life. So that was like, hallelujah. So she did woohoo. She was into it. She had her tongue out. She was dirty. It was everything. We went in from woohoo to Elastic Love, honey. And then we got a finale moment of Bionic for that Bionic section. It was everything. The energy was so high. I love how she was like, this for my Bionic fighters. I was like, honey, every fighter is a Bionic fighter. You mean all of us? The next video interlude screen we got was one of the most stunning video visuals of Christina I have ever seen. Rare Candy remix of Telepathy, which had such a like black box beat. It was like a 90s dance soul R&B vibe. It felt like we were living in some house music moment. Christina was in that classic, very popular Gucci crystal bodysuit, and she had these gorgeous hoop earrings. Her hair was slicked back. These moments that Christina gave us on camera during this video interlude, I was on my feet. Everyone else during the video interlude sat down. Honey. I was on my feet. I was losing it. This was the most gorgeous video interlude of the night. Close second was when she was in the full body glitter. Oh my God. Honey, I need these video visuals in HD because they just blew my mind, but especially this Telepathy interlude. She was giving face, she was giving fashion, she was giving a slicked back hair moment, she was giving a gorgeous diamond hoop, she was feeling the music. I just am getting goosebumps thinking about it. She just took over the arena in this like intergalactic crystal moment, and it was just so fabulous. It was like 90s R&B dance meets 2040. She was like an alien. I am just salivating just thinking about it. Honey, then we went into Accelerate, and then it turned into the fabulous Pink Panda dance remix, and I live for that remix. All the dancers were in like these bell-bottom like disco Saturday Night Fever pants. Christina was wearing this like amazing metallic like neon pink purple X bodysuit. It was like black licorice, and it had like, I believe, some form of a fringe. And then it turned into like this disco dance party, and all of the dancers were like just giving us some amazing Saturday Night Fever energy. And honey, I love Accelerate live. I love Accelerate as a song. So happy she brought it to the experience. And I love the little disco twist that we got. There was a lot of disco moments that I feel loved on a summer moment at the very beginning, very disco. Then we had the Accelerate disco moment, and we had the Telepathy, hints of disco. There's just a lot of like reflection, a lot of like disco ball elements, and I love seeing Accelerate get that disco treatment. Then we got Feel This Moment, and you know what? That's like a party song for sure. I don't think Feel This Moment would be my first choice on a set list, but it definitely got like the crowd jumping. Feel This Moment is definitely for like the general public. It's definitely for like mainstream music fans for sure. And it definitely gets people on their feet. It definitely gets people jumping. And when that song started, I mean, people like lost their minds. Honey, Feel This Moment then went into Des Nudité, and I literally lost my goddamn mind. I really did. And in one of her shows, I think the next day, she confirmed that, honey, a Spanish album is coming during Des Nudité. I lost my mind. And then we go into this like red moment, this red video interlude, and I realize it is a shot of all the seats in the theater that we're sitting in. So I'm seeing all these shots of the chairs that we're sitting in, and then all of a sudden there's Christina in this red warrior, this red like galactic warrior, this ruby red warrior. She's like posing in the seats, and I'm like looking under my seat like, is Christina under my seat right now? Like, I was like, where is she? I'm like turning around, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, what's going on here? Like, is this gonna be like an Oprah moment? Like, you get it, Christina! You get it, Christina! Anyway, that was like a fun sort of like mysterious interlude, and then she comes out wearing the same look that she was wearing in the video interlude, and she performs Beautiful. And honey, I mean, Beautiful is iconic, it's timeless. I had a feeling, of course, that she would perform it, but when I heard the You Are What You Are remix, part of me kind of felt like, okay, maybe she is going to give us a different ballad. You know, maybe she's going to give us a different, you know, emotional track, maybe Soar from Stripped, maybe Keep On Singing My Song. But I just kind of felt like if we got that remix of Beautiful in the video interlude, I would have been totally open to like giving us a different moment. But honey, Beautiful, I will take it any day of the week, obviously. So she performed Beautiful, it was stunning. Her boots were fucking insane. They were like pave crystalled, they were red, they were reflecting the light. I was losing my mind. It really was one of my favorite costumes of the night. She just like glided on the stage in this look. I loved the heel. I just was really into the whole look. And then of course we go into Fighter in this Red Warrior moment, and I mean, Beautiful next to Fighter, it works. Those are two iconic, uplifting tracks. Christina sounded amazing. The energy in the theater was like off the charts. And then we got a Pride rainbow confetti moment for Let There Be Love, which was the final song on the Xperience, and it just felt like a really great kind of salute to the LGBTQ community, a group of people who have been in Christina's corner, and also Christina, who has been in our corner from the very beginning. And I loved, it was like an ombre rainbow confetti explosion. So there was one confetti that was red, orange, yellow, green, and it was everything. I think my section had purple confetti, and I was like trying to catch all the confetti because it was like reminded me of the Back to Basics confetti at the end when it fell, and I like snatched it and like put it in my wallet. The Xperience to me was fun. It was memorable. It was an escape. I really forgot about all of my troubles, all of my responsibilities. I really felt like I floated away for a full, like, was it like an hour and a half? And it just made me just want to get up and dance, and it made me want to get up and move. I barely sat in my seat. I was on my feet for probably 95% of the show. Her energy, she was so captivating to watch. I was just so enamored by just her eyes, the fire behind her eyes. Her voice just sounded so crystal clear in like every single part of the show. And it felt like a party. Liberation Tour was also really amazing, but it definitely had a much darker energy to it. Whereas the Xperience was almost like just this really fabulous gay explosion in outer space. And it just felt so disco. It felt so Vegas. It felt like Showgirls. Like during the dirty section, oh my God, I got full blown Nomi Malone, Showgirls, her like first performance with like all of the fire and the smoke. Oh my God, I was getting Showgirls and I was living. I just had so much fun. The audience seemed to be having so much fun. This is just a really feel good, over the top, dramatic, artistic show. There are so many visual elements, but again, sensual elements. You can smell stuff. I mean, where can you go and say that? So you can smell things. You can touch, there's confetti like the whole time. It's just a really great feel good time. And I would highly recommend you go if you want to just escape your troubles and have an amazing sensory experience. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you liked this Xperience recap / review, then give this video a thumbs up. Want to see more videos from me, including some more Xtina videos, then subscribe to my channel. If you click the bell, you'll be notified every time I post. Follow me on social media, Twitter and Instagram at NadiWeb. And until my next video, bye guys.